Can you hold orders at your computer, like you have 10 people that sign up and you can put the orders in ahead of lasering? I'm not familiar.
The question is can we queue up orders?
Queue.
Yeah, a lot, basically. So can you queue up the orders? You cannot in the machine. Technically, if you really want to hack into it, you can. But we don't do that because it's so easy to forget or to reverse something or something. The opportunity to make mistakes increases like dramatically.
So your screen doesn't tell you that this is.
However, you can open multiple sessions of the program. So you could have the program open 6 times on your desktop, and you have one ready to go, that's running. Start working on the next one. Then you're ready with that one, but the first one's still running, start working on the next one. You can queue it up that way. But it does take a little bit of juggling, you know. And I'll tell you, at trade shows and things like that, we can usually get a really good rhythm going with a tandem. We'll have one person actually putting the items, typing it into the machine, another person on the other side of the machine grabbing the jig, putting the item in there, and you know, as long as you're working together, you know, that can really fly.
It's pretty amazing how much product you can actually laser if you're working that way.
How many guys do you take to like a fair with put one machine?
Well, I'll tell you what. The first time we went, we didn't bring near enough. So again, it was the bathroom issue. I mean, we couldn't get a break for the life of us.
Right.
So what we in that situation, and we're talking on our machines, we're probably doing about 3,000 a day at $5 a pop. So you know, work it backwards to figure out the kind of lines that were there. On those kinds of days or those types of events, you know, I want a minimum, an absolute minimum of 2 people on a machine, again, so you can work that tandem. But you're going to want to, you know, give your staff a little break too from time to time, a little food, a little break.
3,000 items?
$3,000.
Oh,
sorry, $3,000 at $5 a pop.
Oh, okay.
So
600 items.
we were doing the pocket bags again. That was on one of Jerry's lists that he sent out, where he was selling them for $2.20 a piece or something like that.
What if you're not discounting?
Well, if you're not discounting,
yeah, if you're just doing a regular show, regular pocket knives, you go to a hunting show, and you just. You know,
what if you just, you know, sell it regular price at the shows, that type of thing? Totally depends on the show. You know, some shows you can get a premium price for things. Most shows people are going because of specials, because it's a show special, only available here at the show. And what it does is there's a tendency for conversion, because you can only get it here, you can only get it now at this price. So from my point of view, we like to just work in quantity. But you know, if you want to maintain your margins with the higher priced items, you could probably do that. You're likely just not going to sell as many. But it depends on the show. I mean, some shows you might still do very well at 3-4 time markups.
You know, the name tags were the only things that I discounted. Everything else was in our regular price.
Well, there you go.
And I did some over 200 items in 2.5 days.
what did you sell name tags for?
7.
In the back?
You have 2 people on the machine. Do you have a third person for cashier, and you do it cash only, or do you start getting involved with cash?
I'll tell you what, I do cash only. Yeah, and just come with a big wad of 1s and 5s, and we'll take care of the tax later type thing. But honestly, you know, it's up to you. I mean, you know what it takes as far as labor to go into this. Wherever you can reduce the labor, the better off you're going to be. You know, and if you can reduce your labor and churn faster by, you know, backing the tax out when you get back to the store, then back the tax out back at the store. You can, you know, if it's easier to roll with cash only sales, you know, a lot of the shows are really people are prepared for cash only sales. I'm not telling you how to do it, but I know that's primarily how we have done it, just because of the speed of it all. You know, we want to. You're in an environment where you've got, maybe the show opens at 9 and closes at 3 in the afternoon. You've got to do all your business in that time period, and when that's done, it's done. There's no, hang hanging on after that. It's done, you know, one and done. So the more turns you get, the better.
I would be interested to know how anybody's pricing, if they're changing what's in the catalog, if they're doing custom work, if they're changing it to a different language, how they're figuring pricing.
She's asking if people if we're changing prices as far as changing to a different language, different fonts, changing the layout, and it's something we have not really focused on a lot until lately. Joe has really been working on that lately, on coming up with a spreadsheet, and I think it'd be a good idea to send out maybe to all our laser stores. You can waste so much time, especially when you're starting from scratch for a brand new layout. And we're going to be coming up with a plan where it might be $15 if you want to start from scratch, totally change the text and stuff like that. I know a lot of people are charging for fonts, maybe $1, maybe $2, or just give them 2 or 3 different selections. And I know we talked about this in some of the other seminars, but if you have a huge line, especially like a place like the fair, if you're trying to do things that's taking 5–10 minutes, your line's just getting a lot longer. It's frustrating the people behind them, and you're not making any extra money. So you really have to charge for things like that. So do you have anything else to say on that, Joe?
Not much to add, but what we are putting together is what we call a menu. Okay, and again, I kind of mentioned this earlier today. You know, if you go to a burger joint, you might see a menu that says, you know, fries, burgers, shakes, and keep it simple, and let your customers have those expectations up front. Currently, what we built our business on, sure, whatever you want, we'll do it. You want that? No problem at all. We'll figure it out. We'll make it. You know, no extra charge. And we slowly, over the years, added pieces to that. So there came a time where we would take P. Dunn pens, and we'll just it'd be our regular product line, but we would add a personalized name on it, and we would charge an extra $2.50. And then we got into a lot more logos and that type of thing. So we now have a one-time setup fee, you know, of $25 to add a logo. But it's a one-time fee, so that encourages that business to come back and order items from us in the future. And of course, we don't have the labor going into setting it up a second time around. By the way, I'll have a seminar on that tomorrow morning, so I'll show you some quick tricks on importing logos. But the point is that we're learning along with you. We have a little bit of a head start, and as we get tools together, we'll share them with you. And I think as far as a menu goes, it doesn't have to be elaborate, but if you have something on your counter that says, you know, 8 fonts you can choose from, changing the font is free, but any other change to the layout is X number of dollars. You know, if you get that out there, what you're going to do, you're going to have 2 camps. You're going to have the customer that says, you know what, it is worth it to me, that extra $15, to make a plaque that is exactly what I want. And then you're going to have the customers that it really wasn't worth $15, and they're quite happy with the way it was. And those are the ones that, you know, here we are, we're trying to make everything available, but if you